Hey guys, Anthony Scott, ToyHypeUSA.com here. Today we are looking at NECA Toys, Defenders of the Earth Series 2, featuring Lothar, Mandrake the Magician, and Garax. These figures were first available in fall 2022. However, online retailers still waiting to get their order in. Special thank you to NECA Toys for sending for review. Greatly appreciate that. As you can see, the figures are packaged in a window box with beautifully done artwork inspired from the animated series. And the figures are given some little bit more realistic touch to it compared to the cartoon from the 1980s. Let's take a look at the sides here. The sides have their name and they're numbered as shown. And the other side has the Defenders of the Earth logo and images of the figures. And the back has a look at the first two waves. Also below that, you have images of the figures as well as a bio. So bringing in the bio closer so you guys can see that. Pause the video if you need a little bit more time. All right, I am going to open these up and let's take a closer look. Here's a look at the figures out of the packaging. Mandrake comes in his magician's outfit with a wired cape right here in the back. It's also made of fabric. The outfit, very nicely done. Some really nice sculpted details on here. Especially the tuxedo and everything else. See that they sculpted even the buttons right there. And right on his pocket right here is a handkerchief. Shoes also stand out, white and black there, with a little bit of black dots right in the white. Behind the cape, this is what it looks like right here. Same great details. So while he appeared in the animated series, they used a little bit of realistic style to create this figure, just like every other figure in the line. Facial details, very nicely done. The hat is permanently sculpted to the head. You cannot remove it. I don't believe in the animated series he ever removed the hat, so this is that little footnote. Facial details, mustache, eyebrows, painted eyes. These all stand out very nice. So look at the back of the head, just for your reference. Lothar is up next, and if you read the brief bio on the back of the packaging, he is described as Mandrake's assistant. He comes in a really nice vest, a lot of great details on here, sculpted pockets, things like that. However, none of them can be opened or accessories cannot be placed inside. The backpack, also some very nice sculpted details on there. And that too was sculpted to his body. He also comes with a rope for his grappling hook. This is also sculpted to the body, cannot be removed. He also has some various details, such as the knee pads right down here. You guys can see that. Straps to his legs. Boots. Some pockets on the side. Very nicely done. The insignia on his chest, nicely sculpted and painted. And the head sculpt, realistic style there. Nicely done facial details. Let's take a look at the back of the head. Garax is up next, and he features a brand new sculpt, as the character has his own unique likeness that you'll recall from the animated series. This block ice sculpt, very nicely done, and you really see the nice blocks sculpted on the body there. They really went all out as far as that, and especially the deco. Each block is individually painted here, really capturing something nice. Let's turn them around, giving you guys a look from all sides. The legs and feet also feature that as well, as do the toes, 4 toes there. The head sculpt, Very nicely done. Interestingly enough, just like in the series, he has a flat face here. You see the mouth, no nose, or identical nose really. 2 eyes there. And that's what he looks like from the side. See how flat that is? For accessories, Mandrake includes a magic cane, a laser blaster, and blast effects. He also includes 3 additional interchangeable hands, all of which you see right in front of you. As far as his articulation goes, it's basically the same as other Ultimate style figures that NECA's been releasing, especially with modern figures. This includes a ball jointed head, ball hinged shoulders, double hinged elbows, and on this particular figure you see the 2 hinges right here, whereas the other 2 figures have the single hinge. However, those are also double hinged shoulders, so you see how those work right there. He has no swivel biceps, just want to point that out. He also has swivel hinge wrists. You see the hinge joint right there. Swivel waist. No ball jointed torso, as they would have to cut into that, so doesn't have that. He has ball jointed hips. See the joints there. He has swivel hinge knees. You should be able to see the hinge joint right there. Hinged and rocker ankles. He also has hinged toes. So, see the hinge joint right there, closer to the toes right there. And just to show you, he has holes on the bottom of the feet, so you could put him on a stand or a base. Here's a closer look at 2 of Mandrake's alternate head sculpts, as well as the cane that's included. He has 2 open grip hands and an open hand, as if he's shooting out magic or something. The cane itself, very nicely sculpted. So you can see it has a gem right there on the end. And it's painted with metallic silver and gold. The cane can also be held this way. Here's a closer look at the blaster. This blaster is used with additional figures such as the Phantom and Flash Gordon. So we've seen this multiple times already. It's painted in a metallic blue deco with a black wash there. And it works great for each figure. You'll also notice that I swapped out the hand. This hand is used for the blaster. Also included are 2 blast effects. This one is the shorter one of the 2, and you just slip it right in the end of the blaster there. It stays in pretty well. Here's a look at the longer blast effect. This fits on just as the other one does. And here is a closer look at it. Lothar includes a grappling hook with a string attached, a knife, a blaster, an extra set of interchangeable hands, and 2 blast effects. The articulation on him is the same as Mandrake's. However, I did mention when looking at Mandrake that he has this 1 hinge, whereas Mandrake had 2. And you see that this also is a double hinged. So there's your look there. Again, the rest of the articulation is the same. Lothar can also hold 2 of the accessories on his, one on his vest, one on his thigh as shown. The knife fits right into the holster right there on the vest. And you see where this comes in and out as shown. And the blaster can just be placed right there. And that's also easy to pop in and out. Here's a closer look at the grappling hook. As the string is nice and long, he can hold on to it in both hands as shown. The grappling hook has a few features. You can lift these 3 pieces up as shown, so he can climb, and it can also extend. So here's your look at final assembly of it. Here's a closer look at the knife. The knife can be held in his hand. However, it is a little bit loose fitting, so just be aware that it could easily fall out. The blade is painted in a metallic silver as shown, and the handle is green and a little bit of metallic silver as well. Here's a closer look at the blaster. It's the same as we've seen before with every other member of the Defenders of the Earth. Metallic blue and black deco. Very nicely done. Here's a look at the smaller blast effect. It's the same as Mandrake's, and it snaps onto the blaster the same way. Here's a look at the other side. Finally, here is a look at the longer blast effect. It fits on the same way on the blaster as the short one, and it's the exact same as the one that comes with Mandrake. Here's a look at Garax accessories. Included is an arm cannon, a laser blaster, and blast effects. There's also a piece so that Zuffy can be held in his hand, and we're going to be taking a closer look at that. Here's a look at the arm cannon. Just like the blaster, it's also painted in a metallic blue with a black wash, and it has a lot of really nice details on there, sculpted details. And you can just pop it on and off the wrist as shown. Here's a look at the first blast effect that can be plugged right into the arm cannon, just as it can be on the blaster. The blaster can also be fitted on the underside of the arm cannon as shown. So you can have 3 pieces here on the front, and right on the bottom is the blaster. You just plug that on and off as shown, and snap it back in. Here's a look with both blast effects attached, and they stay on pretty well. They connect the same way as I previously have shown you guys. Both hands can also be used to hold the arm cannon as well as the blaster as shown, and it stays on pretty well. The arm cannon and blaster are painted the same, and the blaster is newly sculpted compared to the ones that come with Mandrake and Lothar. Garax also includes a closed-fisted left hand, which you see right here. And on the right, this has a tiny bit of a grip on that. You should be able to see on camera. That small open grip hand can hold on to that blue piece that I mentioned before. And this blue piece can snap right into the back of Zuffy. So he will be able to hold Zuffy like this. Just be aware that it's not secure, so he could fall off. So just be extra careful when it's in place like this. Here's a group shot of Wave 1 and 2 of NECA Toys Defenders of the Earth figures. Here's a look at the heroes in NECA's Defenders of the Earth collection. This part of the collection is complete. However, I really do want to see the kids, as they were an essential part of the team. Hopefully that will happen, and if you want to see it too, my recommendation would be to purchase these figures. Here's a look at the villains. In the cartoon, Ming had more androids working for him, and I, for one, really want to see more of those characters released. So again, pick up these figures. So overall, I am thrilled with how these figures came out. The realistic style, not completely animated based, works very well for this line. My recommendation would be to pick these up. Thanks again to NECA for sending along for review. Greatly appreciate that. I am Anthony Scott at ToyHypeUSA.com. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more coverage and reviews. Make sure to like and subscribe.